The origin of Jeffrey Epstein's money. Published information from financial statements obtained from the estate of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is rekindling interest in the late sex offender's wealth and how he amassed it. Accused of abusing dozens of teenagers before dying by suicide in a federal prison in 2019, the politically connected billionaire never graduated from college, yet still ended up socializing with a variety of major public figures, from former U.S. presidents and software magnates to members of the British royal family. The grandson of Jewish immigrants, Epstein was raised in Brooklyn, where he excelled in mathematics and graduated early from high school, briefly attending Cooper Union and New York University, according to reports published over the years by multiple media outlets, some of which cite court documents. The photos, released on December 12th by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, include images of prominent figures such as former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers, billionaire Bill Gates, filmmaker Woody Allen, and former Trump advisor Steve Bannon. The photos do not implicate any of those portrayed in Epstein's crimes. Earlier in the month, the same committee had released financial records related to Epstein from JPMorgan Chase and Deutsche Bank, as well as photos and videos of the financier's private island in the Caribbean. The Department of Justice released more files last month, including documents showing that Epstein was doing business with Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick as recently as 2014. Epstein was a major client of JPMorgan Chase's private banking division for years before the bank cut ties with him in 2013. Epstein then took his business to Deutsche Bank, where he remained until 2018. In addition to the release of documents by the Oversight Committee, Congress passed a bill last month giving the Department of Justice 30 days to disclose all records it holds related to Epstein. President Trump signed the bill into law on November 19th. The controversy over Epstein's death has become politically sensitive after Trump returned to office in January 2025. The president had previously urged Republicans to avoid focusing on the Epstein issue, initially describing the effort to release more records as a distraction tactic, but reversed his stance in November. Trump, who has not been accused of any wrongdoing, had been friends with Epstein, but later severed his ties with the businessman. When the disgraced financier was found dead at age 66 in a Manhattan cell in August 2019, while awaiting trial for sex trafficking, a criminal filing estimated his net worth at approximately $560 million. Epstein's assets also included several luxury properties. Epstein owned a stately mansion on Manhattan's Upper East Side, valued at more than $50 million. He also owned a mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, valued at about $12 million. A ranch in New Mexico valued at just over $17 million. And an apartment in Paris with an estimated value of $8.6 million. His two private islands in the Caribbean, Great St. James and Little St. James, were valued at $86 million at the time of his death, but were acquired for $60 million in 2023 by billionaire Stephen Dekoff, founder of the alternative investment firm Black Diamond Capital Management. Epstein also owned a private jet. In his early 20s, Epstein began teaching mathematics in 1974 at the Dalton School, one of New York's most prestigious preparatory schools, and left in 1976. An administrator told the New York Times that he had fired Epstein for poor performance. But his time at Dalton led him to tutor the son of Alan Greenberg, CEO of Bear Stearns, which allowed him to work at the investment bank before its 2008 collapse following the real estate crisis. Epstein then became a fund manager for billionaires such as Les Wexner, founder and CEO of L Brands, and Leon Black, chairman of Apollo Global Management. Black paid Epstein $158 million for tax and estate planning services, according to the Senate Finance Committee. A law firm hired by Apollo's board of directors to review Black's dealings with Epstein cleared Black, who resigned as chairman and CEO of the private equity firm in 2021, of any potential wrongdoing. In July 2023, Black agreed to pay $62.5 million to the U.S. Virgin Islands to be released from any potential claims arising from the territory's investigation into Epstein's sex trafficking network. The four-page agreement stipulated that it did not constitute an admission of liability by Black, according to the New York Times. For more than a decade, Epstein was Wexner's personal money manager and business advisor, earning hundreds of millions of dollars managing Wexner's billions. Epstein's crimes are abhorrent, and we applaud all efforts to provide justice to those harmed. Brands told CB's Money Watch in 2019. Wexner stated in an email to his employees that he regretted crossing paths with Epstein. When Mr. Epstein was my personal financial manager, he was involved in many aspects of my financial life, the email said. But I assure you that I was never aware of the illegal activity alleged in the indictment. J.P. Morgan Chase lent Epstein money and allowed him to regularly withdraw large sums of cash from 1998 until August 2013, according to a class action lawsuit settled by the nation's largest bank in 2023 for a total of $290 million. The money was intended for nearly 200 of Epstein's victims, according to the New York Times. In an emailed statement to CBS Money Watch in June 2023, J.P. Morgan called Epstein's behavior monstrous and said it regretted any association with the disgraced financier. Epstein also had financial dealings with Deutsche Bank, which in May 2023 agreed to pay $75 million to settle a lawsuit alleging that the German bank knowingly benefited from his sex trafficking and profited from doing business with him. Deutsche Bank declined to comment on the settlement. In 2020, it acknowledged its error in onboarding Epstein in 2013 and the deficiencies in its processes. In October, Maryland Democratic Representative Jamie Raskin pointed to $1.5 billion in suspicious financial transactions flagged by banks and linked to Epstein's alleged sex trafficking crimes. That same month, Bank of America was sued by one of Epstein's victims who alleged that the bank facilitated and profited from his alleged crimes. Epstein owned 2 neighboring islands. In 1998, he paid $7.95 million for the 30-hectare Little St. James, according to the New York Post and New York Magazine. In 2016, Epstein paid more than $20 million for the 75-hectare Great St. James, according to CNBC and the Wall Street Journal. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video.